It is Wednesday night, the 9th of February, 2022. It's 8 o'clock. I'm in London and below me is Italy. So I just want to make sure you know that I know where I am. Look, welcome to Golden Nugget Nation. And tonight is the beginning of the experiment. We're just going to go for just sharing some just straight golden nuggets to see how that goes. And I really would look forward to the comments and the likes, and please do share if you feel like sharing it. What I want to focus on today is 4 statements to help you rethink your life. Just 4 statements. And then I'm going to end with one question. So here's the first statement. Happiness is not the absence of problems. It is the ability to deal with them. Happiness is not the absence of problems. It is the ability to deal with them. Here's the second statement. Feeling sad after making a decision does not mean it was the wrong decision. Feeling bad after making a decision does not mean it was a wrong decision. Here's the third one. You are not stressed because you are doing too much. You are stressed because you are doing too little that makes you feel alive. Let me tell you that one again. You are not stressed because you are doing too much. You are stressed because you are doing too little that makes you feel alive. And here's the fourth statement. The lessons you struggle with will repeat itself until you learn from it. The lessons that you struggle with in this life will repeat themselves until you learn them. Let me talk about the first one first. Happiness is not the absence of problems. It is the ability to deal with them. I know so many people who have told me in their lives that for them, happiness is stability, tranquility, peace, zero challenges in life. And oftentimes I would get this in counseling. It was because people are coming in because their marriage wasn't working too well. They're having problems with their children, whatever was going on. But they really had this belief system that they're only happy when everything's good, when everything is just running beautifully. And I would ask them, I would say, did you ever have a child that was sick and you had to stay up all night taking care of that child? And they said, yes. I said, tell me about that. Oh, they go through these details about how the kid was puking and about how, they had messy diapers that just smelled the worst they'd ever smelled. And the kid was sweating all the time. And would sleep for like 40 minutes and they would get some sleep during that time period. And then the baby would wake up and then the baby would want to, eat or need something for comforting or want to just play. And this parent would have to go to work the next day and then they'd go back and have to do it again that night. And I said, and when you think back upon this, how do you feel? It's one of the best times of my life. I bonded so closely to that child. But your happiness is dependent upon whether everything is okay. It's even keeled. There's no problems in life. And that's a big problem. And you walk out of it feeling happy because you have a closer relationship to that child. And people would look at me and they would say, yeah, but that isn't what I mean. Well, let's figure out exactly what you mean, because we know that the premise that you came in on is not true. And we would work through that process. And the truth of the matter is, it was the ability to deal with a problem quickly, efficiently, knowing where the solution came from, or to make logical extensions on what the solution should be. That is where people found the happiness. Okay, so let's go to the second one. Feeling sad after making a decision does not mean you made the wrong decision. Again, I'll go back to my time as a counselor, people coming in, marriage and family work. They've made a decision to divorce and they're both miserable because of that decision. And a lot of what a true marriage counselor does, I mean, I used to think when I went to school in the beginning was, I'm here to try to make people stay together. Well, you can't make people stay together. What you can do is you can have people clarify their values, help them work on their communication patterns, help them increase their sex life if that's what's missing, help them to do a lot of things that's not there if they want to do that. And when people came in to me and said, well, you know, I no longer love my husband, or I don't love my wife, I found that what we could do, I would ask the simple question, would you like to be back in love with this person? If they said no, then I need to help them prepare for divorce and the separation and the tearing apart, the untangling of this relationship they've had. If they said yes, I would put them on a very quick little 6-week program where they would both have to work together for 30 minutes a day on a simple task. And at the end of 6 weeks, I would ask them, do you love this person? And the people who honestly did the work, you knew by the 3rd week they were falling back in love just by the way they looked at each other. Sometimes they'd come in holding hands, or they would sit next to each other on the couch, which was not in week 1. Absolutely not in week 1. So what I want to say is, just because you're feeling bad about a decision you've made, and sometimes when we discipline children, we feel bad because we had to make that decision, but it was the best decision for all around and for the family and the child in particular. So just because you feel bad about a decision does not mean you made the wrong decision. Here's a note. You are not stressed because you are doing too much. You're stressed because you're not doing enough that makes you feel alive. One of the things that I am myself, I'm a bit of an adrenaline junkie. I need to get my adrenaline up every once in a while. I used to go whitewater rafting. I used to do different. I had the busiest, most stressful work life, but because I was getting that adrenaline rush every 3-4 days, I did not see myself as being stressed or being pushed too much. I had that happiness hormone going on. People who love to exercise, let them exercise. People who love to listen to music, let them listen to music. You have to find what makes you feel alive to reduce that stress level, because you'll sit there and you'll finally say, you know, that didn't change, but me getting more of this makes it easier to be doing that. And so that's my comment. On the 4th statement that I want you to think about when you to rethink your life is, the lessons you struggle with will repeat until you learn from it. And people who have lived long enough see this over and over again. They start to realize that that exact lesson didn't come back. Now they have maybe that as part of the solution in the next lesson, but the next lesson also has an add-on, and you have to figure that part out. And when you figure that part out, that problem goes away too. And the thing about life is, there's a place on this planet called central casting. And they're going to send you the same kind of characters, the same kind of personalities, the same kind of bad attitudes. And you're going to have to learn how to deal with them. And once you learn to deal with them, they just seem to vanish, but they're replaced by other characters. Now, I think there's great lessons in all of that, but I'm going to leave you with the homework to review those 4 statements and to find the truth for yourself in them, and maybe share them with at least 2 other people. Because everywhere you go, there are people who are struggling with one of those statements. And if you can help them to rethink their life in regards to that statement, they will view you as somebody of great value. Now, here's the last thing I want to give you. It's a question. This is a question that motivated me in the beginning of my journey to be an entrepreneur. And the question was, do you think it's possible for you to make your annual income, the amount of money you earn in 1 year, your monthly income? When I first heard that question, my immediate response was, that's impossible. And then I started doing the research, and I started finding people who made greater amount than myself in annual income. And we're now making many times that monthly. I want to help you to get there, but answer that question for yourself. Is it possible for you to take your annual income and turn it into your monthly income? Thank you very much for listening to Golden Nugget Nation for this week. Please do comment, share, appreciate your likes. Let's try to make it work in the algorithm here with YouTube and Facebook and everything else. So thank you very much. Be back next week with another short Golden Nugget Nation. Thank you very much. Bye.